The 2017 independent film Mr. Roosevelt is a romantic comedy which follows the story of Emily Martin, played by Noah Wells, a struggling 20-year-old floundering through the LA comedy scene searching for her purpose in life. Suddenly, tragedy strikes in the form of the death of her beloved feline companion, Mr. Roosevelt, the namesake of the film, forcing her to return home to Austin, Texas to deal with her grief. As she deals with her loss, she's reintroduced to her ex-boyfriend Eric, played by Nick Thune, for the first time since their breakup, and due to her lack of funds, reluctantly decides to stay with him and his new girlfriend Celeste, played by Britt Lower. Emily now struggles to break out of this limbo, let go of the constraints of her past, and discover where her passions truly lie in this life. I was able to catch this pleasant little film at 2017's South by Southwest, where it managed to win the Audience Award. While the film is enjoyable on its own merit, to appreciate the film even further, one must be familiar with Noah Wells herself, the star, director, and writer of the film. Miss Wells was born in San Antonio and graduated from the University of Texas with a degree in radio, television, and film. While living in Austin, she managed to work in the local legendary musical satire group Esther's Follies. She also worked as an editor and graphics designer. Some of the videos she made and posted onto YouTube had over 15 million views. If you've already seen Mr. Roosevelt, you might find much of this familiar. Noah Wells uses these personal experiences to create the character of Emily as well as her plight in the film. Wells is essentially retelling her life story beginning shortly after graduating, a period in which she wasn't quite sure what she wanted to do with her life, and her only claim to fame were a couple of silly internet videos that managed to score a few million views. Once one familiarizes themselves with Wells' early life and career, the film really begins to feel like a window into her life. Another aspect that elevates this film is the clear love the director has for Austin, Texas. Nearly every shot of the film holds a heavy dose of local scenery, from the Greenbelt to Hyde Park Theater to 38th Street, focusing on the ups and downs of maintaining a hipster mindset. But beyond all those recognizable landmarks, the film really manages to get the look and the feel of the city. This can be attributed not only to Noah Wells' familiarity with Austin, but also to the fact that the movie was shot on 35mm, not digitally. I think Noah Wells' representation of Austin required the movie to be shot on film rather than digital. This decision surely increased the budget beyond what was necessary in today's digital world. However, this decision to do so really brings the look of Austin to life in ways that wouldn't have been possible in a purely digital format. Despite the film's unique main character, who comes off as a train wreck while still being oddly relatable, if not charming, at times Mr. Roosevelt can come off as feeling slightly generic. There are definitely a few formulaic beats of the romantic comedy genre in which the film falls into every once in a while. However, and without spoiling anything, the end of the film takes a very sobering turn, a tonal shift which helped the story and the film find its feet. Even though I found the dialogue to be occasionally weak, the script is overall funny. Although often using cringe humor as its source of comedy, I think it will keep a viewer entertained throughout its runtime. Overall, Mr. Roosevelt is an enjoyable experience that perhaps panders a bit too much here and there towards an indie audience. However, it manages to grasp the feel of a hipster life in Austin, Texas, in many ways indie filmmakers try but fail to do so.
One, two, three, say Mr. Roosevelt.
Mr. Roosevelt!